All right, hey you guys. We are going to make some laundry soap today in our big dispenser here, and I just gotta finish putting this together quick. I just got this in the mail yesterday, and we're gonna make a big batch of laundry soap so that we don't have to keep doing it. And just gonna slide the washer on, screw this on. I just got this at Walmart. I ordered it online. It was like 15-20 bucks maybe, something like that. But I like this one because it has a stainless steel spout. This is stainless. This is, I think, cheap plastic, but the spout itself is stainless. So we're gonna grab. Oh, my big mixing bowl is full. Let me grab a bowl real quick. I'll use that instead. We're gonna use some really hot water for mixing some of these ingredients. So I don't want to do it right in the glass. Just in case. So I don't want to crack it by throwing in boiling water. Okay, so we're going to put, I'm actually working off of a recipe that I found online. So I'm going to share the link to that in my blog when I post this, so that you can see where I got this from. But we're gonna dilute some of our solids before we add the water, before we mix it all up in the big jug. And the recipe calls for washing soda, which I don't happen to have on hand, but I've got borax, which is pretty much the same thing. Or at the very least, it's similar enough for what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna put 1/4 cup of borax in the bottom of my stainless steel bowl here. And then we're gonna put enough hot water in to cover that so that I can fully dissolve it. And I've got my water set really hot over here in my tea kettle. And it's staying warm over there for me so that I don't have to worry about heating it back up. And then we're just gonna stir this until it's completely dissolved. One more rogue little chunk there that we're gonna try to get here. All right, and now we're gonna add in 1/4 cup of baking soda, and then stir that until it's dissolved. Okay. Then we're just gonna mix until it's good and dissolved in there. One second, I'm gonna pause. Okay, sorry about that. We are working on diluting our baking soda, or dissolving our baking soda here, and you can get more hot water if you need to add more hot water to get it all the way dissolved. Sometimes that can be very helpful to get more liquid and more heat going in there to keep that action going here. And the more dissolved that you can get it in this stage, the less it's going to separate later on down the road. Let that rest for just a minute. I'm back. Maybe for a while. We'll see. My husband is out working and needing help locating a few places. So, all right, so we got our baking soda is dissolved. And this actually says to add to pour all this into the big jug and then add the Thieves laundry soap from there. But that's not what I'm going to do because I want to be able to mix that a little bit better than what I'm going to be able to do in this. So I'm going to add my laundry soap in here, and we're going to add 1/4 cup, and I'm going to grab a spatula to make sure I get all of it out. All right, and I just got this as the new thing of laundry soap that I just got last week, or maybe more. That's a little bit over 1/4, and that's okay. And the reason that I'm doing this way instead of just pouring it straight into the washing machine from this jar is because of these words right here, ultra concentrated. Okay, I don't need ultra concentrated laundry soap, even for my family. And because it's so strong, I have found, and other people have also found, that this tends to work better when it's a little bit diluted and mixed with some other stuff to kind of support it without being full strength, because otherwise there's too much soap on your clothes and that actually makes the situation worse instead of better. So I like to dilute it. It makes it go a lot further. One of these bottles, the way I was doing it was even stronger than what I'm doing today, would last me like several months. I don't even remember the last time I bought this, maybe 6 months ago. And that is even, I think, stronger than what I need because I would only cut it in half. And this is going to be significantly, I'm diluting this significantly further than that. So I think this is going to be even better and it's going to last even longer. So we're going to mix this a little bit. We don't want to mix it too hard because we'll just suds it up. We're going to mix it a little bit, and then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of household cleaner. This is really great. This makes a great stain remover if you use it like in a roller bottle as a stain stick. But it also really helps to gives your laundry soap a little bit extra grease cutting power. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of this. And that was a little bit more than 2 tablespoons too, but that's okay. We don't really care. And we're going to give that a little swish. And then we're going to add a couple drops of Thieves oil. The gal that I get this recipe from said she does Thieves and lemon, but my husband has the lemon. So we're just going to do about 8 drops of Thieves. Okay. And we're going to double check the tightness on this just so we can make sure that it doesn't leak. Get it as tight as we can without breaking any of the screw on the inside is plastic, so we don't want to break the plastic. All right, and then we're going to pour this in, hopefully without mixing it. All right, and the good news is there's nothing left in the bottom, so all of our solids are well diluted. So the rest of this is going to be water. And we're just going to fill it the rest of the way up with warm water. I'm going to go ahead and put in my hot water and then refill my kettle and add not boiling hot, but warm water. I may have just cracked that. We'll find out. I didn't think this was still that hot, but it might be. So the baby's mad, and I did in fact crack my jar. So be careful with how hot of water you pour in. I thought it was cool enough, but it wasn't. You can't see it on the video. There's a crack across the bottom. So I'm going to see if it's salvageable. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and use this because I'm almost out of laundry soap. And I have mason jars. So I have this. This is plastic. And this is the 1 gallon mark. So I'm just going to pour in this warm water. This is even cooler than it was before. But it's plastic, so it doesn't matter. And then I'm just going to top this off with tap water and give that a little bit of a mix. All right, we're going to call that about 1 gallon right there. So we've got all of this is all ready to go. I'm going to give it a gentle mix here, make sure everything's well combined in the container. And then we're going to grab a few of our mason jars that are sitting over here on the counter. One more here. All right, so I like wide mouth because they're easier to wash and I feel like they're easier to pour out of. So we're just gonna start filling these. If you're gonna, obviously I recommend now, having done this, mixing in another container other than your glass one that you want to dispense out of. If you're gonna do that, make sure that you mix in something with a spout, because otherwise you'll have a heck of a time trying to pour. Or what you can do is just mix your solids in the hot water in a bowl like I did. By the time it's mixed, it'll be cool, and then just fill it with warm, like tap water in your glass jar, and then you won't have the trouble that I just did. So learn from my mistakes. All right, we got, whoop, that's too full. We got a little bit extra. I'm just gonna pour it in a pint jar here. Don't need all that. So that's okay. All right, and then that's it. And then we're just gonna use, let me see what she recommends. I'm gonna use probably like 1/4 to 1/2 of a cup. Yeah, she says she uses about 1/4 of a cup. If you have a front loader, you'll want, or if you have a top loader, you'll want to use closer to 1/2 of a cup because your washing machine is going to use more water. And so that'll dumb it down, or, you know, dilute it down even more. If you have a front loader, especially if you have an HE front loader, 1/4 of a cup is going to be all you need. And then let me show you, I'm going to show you what else I use in my washer. Okay, so these are the other 2 additives that I put in my loads of laundry. This is homemade fabric softener. This is just white vinegar and some water. And then I put some oils in, and I just put about 1/4 to 1/2 of a cup of that in each load of laundry. It helps with static and just kind of making the clothes a little bit nicer. And then this is an all-natural whitener. This is hydrogen peroxide, lemon oil, and water maybe. I think that's what it is. I'll find the exact recipe that I use. But this just helps, the hydrogen peroxide oxygenates, and so that helps to lift stains and stuff, and then it just helps brighten your clothes. I have not found that it causes any trouble with colors, but if you have any clothes that you're specifically concerned about, make sure that you test it like on the hem or on the inside somewhere before just throwing it in your load of laundry so that you're not unpleasantly surprised. So that has been my eventful DIY laundry soap for the day. If you have any questions, let me know, and hopefully the next time we do this, it won't be quite so exciting. You guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you later.